I'm happy that this is coming up. And I'm also happy that one of our partners in the IPMAN is also here. Because we need to look at these things holistically. Talking about the age, if you are 18 years and above in Nigeria, that's the legal limit for you to really go for a driver's license.
But we all know we have seen 15-year-olds behind the wheels. Certainly.
Well, before we can conclude that, there are so many distance that you need to prove that the person is not just looking young. But be that as it may, let us go to the real thing. The real thing here is, and I will also tell you where some of those observations come in, that there is also some elements of sabotage somewhere. What do I mean by sabotage? Today, because of the recurrent incidences of this issue of crashes involving tankers, FRSC came up with a program they called Safe to Load. Now, the essence of the Safe to Load is to ensure that this safety we are talking about starts at the depot, where these products are loaded into the tanks. So you even have to start with the fact whether, number one, the driver that came to load with the tanker, is he licensed? And I must be honest with you, when we started that program, we discovered that a lot of them were not properly licensed. So we engaged the Nupeng PTD and all other stakeholders in the industry. What is the problem? We cannot continue like this. Oh, they said, oh, you see, they don't have time. These people, they are always on the move. And this is, then FRSC went the extra mile. Some had licenses that are not valid. And the moment your license is not valid, you have lost your right to be on the road. So we now went again, okay, established special driver's license for them, centers for them, so that it can be easy for you, to those who have, at least to go and renew. And for those who don't have at all, for you to be able to apply. We have those specialist centers in Papa and all other places like that. So we now discovered, okay, we started improving on that. And some of them now had valid license to a great extent, but not still all. We are still battling it even as I speak with you, that those officers will say, if your license is not valid, you will not load. And that's where we are now. Then we have a case where a truck will come in with a licensed driver. They will show you everything is good. Then he now go in and he loads. But the moment he comes out, they hand over to someone else, to the motor boy. Perhaps that's when you will see the 15-year-old who had been an apprentice that had been under the man driving those trucks. The same thing happens with the issue, and that's why I say I'm happy that IPMAN is here, so that they also understand some of the things we see and see how they can help us in terms of self-regulating. We have cases where a truck will come in. You satisfy that this truck is okay to load. The moment you finish loading, it goes out. It is no longer that same truck that is going to transport this product to destination. There's a transload, because they know that this one is not going to be allowed to load. So it can't go into the depot to load. That these things are issues that we need to
the driver
holistically.
And then the tank is...
Yes, the driver that went in, had the license, you satisfy him because there's a checklist.
Right.
But by the time he goes on the road, he hands over to the motorboy. And that's why I said, because road safety is a shared responsibility. IPMAN, Nupeng PTD, they also have to help us, because this is a national issue that calls for a holistic review.
The other one that beats me is that apart from handing over to the motorboy, the truck that has gone in and loaded, and they come out, and it's not the same truck that's going to take the tank.
We have had instances like that.
It's amazing. They can switch with products in the tank.
They can transload. We've had incidences like that, documented incidences. But it is something that we know we could just continue to engage the relevant stakeholders so that we will get to where we are going. Then I need to also say this. The fact that you are 18 years does not mean you will drive tanker. And again, I also want to implore our stakeholders. who gives a truck to the person. We also look at the hiring system for these truck drivers. We need to review it seriously. That all the operators in the industry, NATO, NUPEN, PTD, IPMAN, we should sit down on the round table. At what age should we allow a driver to drive? Having the driver's license, it's pretends that yes, you are legally there, but we must have a relevant number of years of experience before we can give our trucks to a driver.